have 10 questions that we prepared for you guys. And I'm going to leave these 10 questions in the chat right now. Here, can you guys confirm you received it? If anybody didn't receive it, you guys can let me know. Okay. All right. And now, what happens here in TNT? We have a few rules. We have 3 rules that are official and 1 rule that I invented. Rule number 1 is, this is not a class. I'm an English teacher. Yep. There are other English teachers in here too, like Thomas. But we are not here to teach you. This is not a class. This is a conversation. We're here to discuss, share experiences, tell stories, share our opinions, and learn from one another. So you guys can observe the way Joaquin talks, and you can learn from him. You guys can observe the way Juliana talks, and you can learn from her. You guys can observe the way I talk and learn from me too. And I do the same. We're here to learn from each other, both the language and by the experiences we're sharing here. Rule number 2 is, since this is not a class, correcting is not allowed for 2 reasons. When you correct people, the situation gets awkward. And also because there is a right way, person, and time to correct somebody. So we avoid doing corrections in here. If a person forgets something or needs help, asks for help, you can, of course, you can help. For example, oh my God, guys, I have no idea how to say banana in English. Do you guys know it? I kind of forgot. Like, and then you can help. It's okay. And rule number 3 is we treat everybody in here with respect. I don't care if you're the Queen of England, if you are Silvio Santos' daughter, or if you are the president of the USA. In here, we're all equal. We're all the same. We have our differences, actually. And that's what makes us so interesting. So, but we treat each other here with equality. And rule number 4, the rule that I invented, is have fun. If you're doing TNT and you're not having fun, you're doing TNT wrong. All right? That's pretty much it. Now I'm going to separate us into rooms. In each room, we're going to have like 4 to 5 people, so everybody gets the chance to speak. When you get to the room, introduce yourself to one another. Tell the people like who you are, where you come from, what you do, what you like doing, why you're learning English, whatever you feel like sharing. And after you guys finish introducing yourselves, you can start working with the questions, all right? And that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions before I separate us?
No.
All right. We've got 11 people in here. Let me see if I can do math. Okay, I already know what to do. All right, let's see here. That's gonna be it. Okay, just a little second, just making sure everything's all right in here so we don't have anybody left out or left alone. All right. Okay, guys, that's gonna be it. I'm going to open the rooms, and as soon as I open the room, you're either going to be moved to another room or you're going to receive an invitation to go to this room, and then you can accept the invitation, all right? When it's around 5:55, I bring everybody back. Have an amazing conversation, you guys. Just a sec, and let's go. All right. Now, if you were not taken to another room, it means we're going to have the conversation in here. Okay. So shall we start by introducing ourselves? And we go alphabetically order. So, and now alphabetical order. So, Clemis, it's up to you.
Maybe I will have some special participation. Here's my dog who's quite agitated. Sorry for that. So I am Atams. I'm from Minas. I am a dietitian and an artist as well. And currently, I become a English teacher. Currently, I say 2 years, but I'm still getting used to. So that's it. Yeah. I live in England, so I have some accent. Not very American, but you guys, you get used as well. And that's it. I'm a hostess here on TNT, and nice to see you guys here.
Nice. I actually love the accent. It's pretty cool. Awesome. Now, Hubbard, can you introduce yourself to us, please?
Okay, I'm Herbert. I'm 26 years old. I'm from São Paulo capital. My graduation is business administration. I studied on Unicamp in Limeira. So in spite of I live in São Paulo all the time. Most of the time, I live in countryside in Limeira during 4 years on the university period. And now I work in a consulting management company. I work in a administration area. So work is very many things to do. So launch the recipes, the payments. I take care of the contracts of the new hiring people, for example. So it's in that administrative area. So many things, very dynamic area. So it's about a little about me.
All right. That's really great. Awesome. Limeira is quite close here. Have you ever been to Hortolândia or Campinas?
No, but it's close. It's close.
Yeah. It's really cool. But it's nice to have you here, and I hope you enjoy our conversation today.
Thank you.
Nice. Now, Mr. Vinicius, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay. I'm Vinicius, and I'm 20 years old. So I'm a little nervous because it's my first time here, but it's okay. I'm a software engineer. I'm in a graduation on a federal university of my city, Campina Grande, and my city have the biggest São João. I don't know how this is term in English, but this is the biggest party on the June month, and I think that's it. I will to try speak a lot of about me, but how this is my first time. This is that I have for today.
Which is already great. Congrats. That's awesome. And so the São João party already happened. It was like last month. Did you go?
Yeah, I was in the party almost every day. I did.
Is it more than one day? Is it
Sorry?
more than one day? How many days is it?
30.
30.
30 days of party. Yeah.
So it's not like in the month of June, it's the month of June.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's pretty cool. Awesome. It's nice to have you here too, buddy. I hope you bring all the São João experience to us here today in our conversation. Right. And for you guys to get to know me, my name is Junior. I am 20 years old. I am from Minas too, but I haven't gone as far as Atamis. I want to go to England one day, but right now I am in Hortolândia, São Paulo. I'm an English teacher who is currently working as a social media assistant, as a social media analyst. Don't ask me how it happened. I have no idea. And I work here on Talk and Talk, which means that I wake up and I go to bed every single day with English in my head and other languages too, which is pretty amazing because I love learning languages and I really love the work we're doing here. And that's pretty much it. And I really thought, because I come from a city in Minas where we had 13 days of São João party. It started on the 1st of June and it went until the 13th, I guess. And I thought it was a lot, but 30 days is, wow, that's really cool. Okay. Now, working with the questions we have in here, I would like to ask Herbert. Question number 1, what's an addiction and how can we know if we are addicted to anything?
Excuse me, sorry, but you can't send me the questions. I can't see.
Oh, of course. Here, did you receive them?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. If you need anything, just let me know.
Can you take me to the other room? I was in the second room.
Yeah, just a sec. Okay, Herbert, sorry, you can continue.
For me, addiction is an habit that you do constantly, that's in an excess. That's not good for your health or for your, not just health, for your situation life, that you make it in an excess, like to use a cell phone a lot of time. You eat foods, like bad foods in above of the normal, to use like for me it's an app that you do in excess, above of the normal, and that's not good. That affect your life, since your health, your for example, if you use a lot of cell phone, your eyes you can affect, for example. So for me, addiction is like this.
All right. Yeah, I think these are pretty clear signals of when you have an addiction. It's affecting like the way you live, your routine and everything. What do you think, Atamis? What's an addiction to you and how can you know if you're addicted to something?
I think addiction is a kind of dysfunction or disorder that something you cannot habits, the behavior, or sometimes not a behavior, sometimes something chemical is in your body that you can't control. You can't stop doing that thing, even when you want. So that's something like when you will smoke cigarettes, you have to be super and hyper strong to stop it, because your body is addicted to that substance. So it's a disorder. You need that thing and you cannot control that. And something you have some, I think it's all chemical actually, because when you have a habit, it's because you have some, how can I say that? We have some, how can I say recompensa? Recompensa? I have no idea.
Like a reward.
Reward in your body, like when you do, like people who are addicted to porn, for example, the reward is something inside your brain, or it's all chemical. So it's something you cannot stop by yourself. You need help. You need a lot of self-control, and some disorder and dysfunction. It's not like I want or I don't want. It's more about this. And how can we know if we're addicted? When you cannot control, when you want to stop and you can't. I think that's it.
And it's interesting because usually when we are addicted to something, it's like we don't feel like it's an addiction. We only really discover it's an addiction when we try to stop, if we try to stop, right? Awesome. And for you, Vinny, I have this problem where it's the first time I see a person and I start like Vinny, Lara, Rafa. I'm sorry for that. Vinicius, what's an addiction to you? And how can we know if we are addicted to something?
Adams and Albert said all what is an addiction, but I think the same. Addiction is a bad habit that people have, and do this. I don't know how this for the normal, but this is a bad habit that people don't have the control and can't stop by yourself. This is the same.
All right. So let me ask you then question number 2. What do you think can cause addiction to a person?
To me?
To you or to people in general?
No, the question is for me.
Yeah, to you. Sorry.
Okay. Maybe do the same thing every time. How to eat the bad foods for your body, to watch porn, and this watch videos in social medias a lot of time. All this cause rewards how to atoms talk in your brain, and this is more of that than I know, but this change your brain for acostumar. I don't know how I will say this, but acostumar with this bad habit.
Yeah, it gets used to this bad habit, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of tricky because like you never know what you're gonna get addicted to. It can be something really strong, can be something silly, like it's really different. And for you, Herbert, what do you think can cause addiction? What are the reasons, or what things can a person be addicted to? Your microphone is closed.
Sorry. I think
No
the
problem.
mainly reason is dependence or for something. Like, for example, talk about foods. Like, you want you eat a lot of food, bad food, because I think you are dependent of the foods. Like if you eat a lot of uh, how can I say doce? I don't.
Like
I remember. I don't remember.
sweets.
Sweet. If you eat a lot of sweet, the taste is good. For example, of the sweet, like ice cream or chocolate. But if you eat a lot, you are depending on depending. You turn it on dependent of the sweet, or for example, cigarettes or any drugs. It's contains, I think, it contains a substance that cause dependence of the drugs, like uh, cigarettes or crack, for example, and cell phone, for example. You're dependent of the cell phone, or to use a lot of next is the social medias. I think you if you turn dependence of the something, you are is a sign of that you are addicted.
That's really interesting. Like there are some things that is not really a reward exactly, but it's a substance that's in the thing that makes your body get addicted to it. For example, smoking. The first time a person smokes must be horrible. It's just a lot of smoke going to your lungs. You know, it's probably not a very good experience. And the person is still, because you have to do it a few times before you get addicted to it. So like the person
Actually,
still does it.
actually, not like that. Nicotine is something very, very addictive, and our body is very open to receive that, like alcohol. We don't produce alcohol, but the sensation, the feeling, and the substance I'm talking as a nutritionist now. We put in our body because we are relaxing, like we are secreting things into our body, and it makes it's not the alcohol, for example, but the nicotine. Yes, it's the nicotine, like glutamato monosodic. I don't know how to say this in English. They yeah, it's like Ajinomoto, this kind of things. Why you like so much this kind of food? Because they go to in a place in our brain between the neurotransmitters. I don't know how to say that. And they are there doing something to our serotonin and dopamine, like, so they are substance very addictive, like nicotine and glutamate monosodic. I have no idea how to say that in English, but there are some substance they can imitate or be in a place our body really likes in our brain. And alcohol, the alcohol is more like the feeling and the substance we secrete in our body. So if I can answer the question, many things can cause addiction. Sometimes it is a habit, and this hero award thing, we are addicted to that, not to the thing properly itself, but like people like to work a lot, like workaholic. It's not because they like to work. Nobody likes to work, but they like the feeling they are in power, in control. That makes they feel good. And that's the thing. We are addicted to bad habits because it makes us feeling good about something, and substances. Very, very, yeah. Anyway, that's it.
No, it makes sense. But That's really interesting because in my head, like it took a while for the nicotine to kick in and like make a person get addicted. But I even understand the alcohol thing because it makes your body feel good.
But some people don't get addicted. We have to have a genetic predisposition to it, or insist in the habit. You know,
Yeah.
You can, or many people just drink it the first time. Wow, it's really good, and the majority of the people don't like alcohol at the first, but we insist because the social behavior make us feel good, and then we have a reward about it. So it's another thing, and then we start to like it. Our body starts to like the alcohol, for example. Nicotine is the same, but is very addictive.
But it's more addictive, yeah. It's a lot
more nicotine is more addictive than alcohol. Much more.
And it's a lot harder to drop too, right? All right. And Vinicius made a comment here in the chat that the environment has an influence too on whether or not the person is going to get addicted to something. Can you like explain more, Vinny?
Yeah, the environment have more influence about our habits in general, because the atomists talked about earlier about this. When the people stay in an environment that facilitate, I don't know how to say this, facilitate your habit, then good or bad, this is very influence because the people have do this comportment, this behavior. This is comportment behavior. Okay, this behavior more a lot of times because the environment influence very much in this. So this is, I think.
And we have to remember our brains just mature after we are 25. So if you experiment, if you try something before that, your brain's more susceptible to be addicted. So you see people dying at 27. It's not a coincidence, you know. It's because your brain is more susceptible to be addicted to any substance. Just after 25, we are mature. Our brain mature. Yeah.
Nice, huh? And you can see that of like, because since the body develops so much during teenagehood, like 15 to 16 years, a lot of people think that when you get to 18, your body is fully developed, like 18, 20, but it's actually not. And one thing that I've been feeling a lot is that like my taste on a lot of stuff has changed from last year to this year, and I'm only 20, so like I'm like, I was supposed to already be a new adult, you know, have already evolved, or I don't know. It's kind of weird, but that's really cool. And since you guys touched the subject of like social interactions and social pressure, Herbert, have you ever felt like pressure on your friends group, of the people you study with or anything, to maybe like smoke, drink, or just something that could be an addiction?
Not a big pressure, but to drink, I drink, but I'm not addicted. Sometimes our friend, let's drink, okay, but smoke, no. Some friends like on the university smoked, and they sometimes they ask to if I want to smoke, but about smoke I didn't want. And drink, okay, I drank on university, but not addicted. Just on social situation, like.
That's cool. What about you, Vinicius? Have you ever like felt pressure of group or people around you to experiment or try something that could get you addicted? Guys, I'm gonna just like 15 seconds to open the gate for a person here that's calling me in my home. But you guys, Vinicius, can you answer?
Okay, I feel this a little pressure of my group, my friend group, but I know to say that I don't want because if you don't say this, you will to allow to have a maybe a new addiction. I feel this pressure, a little pressure, but I say no that I don't want, and this is a little pressure to drink. I drink, but uh, how ask sorry how to Ebert. I drink in special events. So smoke, I alright. I had smoked, but I don't smoke more because I I really want to stop with bad habits in my life in general, not this drink or smoke, but social medias and other things. This is, but my friends group we have a little pressure.
Yeah, I understand you. I felt a lot like this, especially when I was like in high school. Not really, because in high school I was already working, so I was barely going to school, you know. And I also changed the schools a lot, so I never really made friends of like going out and going to parties and getting me to drink or something.
The bars.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
where
say
stuff usually happen, right?
I said no, I don't want, and this is if they will go to feeling angry, I don't have I don't have culpa. I don't know what I
Yeah,
say, but
it's
this
not
is
your fault, right?
yeah, yeah.
Exactly. But when I was, and it's incredible, it was like 14, I guess 14, when we left school earlier to do, because we did a test, you know, those government tests like Olimpíadas de Matemática, this kind of stuff. We left school early because of that. And the whole school, like 150 kids, going to the park to drink. It was wild. And then I was going home. There was a friend of mine going with me because the bank was on the way home. And the guy was going to get money from the bank to buy drinks to go to the park and drink with the other guys. And he invited me. And they invited me. And I'm like, oh, no, thanks. I don't drink. You don't drink? And I'm like, you drink? You're 14. He's like, no, dude, you're lame. You're boring. I'm like, yes, I'm boring. So every time a person like, oh, do you drink? I'm like, no, I'm boring.
In the bars, I drink it so much water, so much, because I don't was drinking alcohol, so I drink water in the bars.
Yes, exactly. And what about you, Atamis? Have you ever felt like pressure in your friends group, people around you to do anything and like this kind of stuff?
Not about the group I was, or I am. I think it's more about the society. Like, let's try and explain. If I want to be part of that group, I have to be like them. It's more like that. Like, if want to be with these people, we should drink, or because they will be drinking and they will be in these places, and yeah, not it's not about being. They said that you should drink or you should smoke or you should. People never said that. I I have very all my life. I always have very honest friends. They said, okay, if you want to drink, get your money and drink with your money. I will not offer you. So they didn't, I don't remember anybody insisting like, you're not cool because, but I feel like if I want to be cool like they are, I should do that. I should be thin, I should be beautiful, I should be not, it's not a group or a person. No, not exactly that, but we do things like we are pressured all the time. We are under pressure all the time. So it's more global, I think. It's not like one people, one group. No.
Yeah, it's like a general thing that happens to a lot of people, right?
Yeah, why you go to this party, everybody will be high, and why you go? You don't. If you don't want to be high like that, or you do, or you'll be bored there. So
yeah. But then like you have that idea of like everybody's going to this party, and if I don't go, I'm like part of the group, and then in the next day everybody's going to be talking about this party for the rest of the week, and you have nothing to talk about because you weren't there.
I don't care. I never cared about it. I don't. I don't feel like it's my choice, but if I want to be part of that, I have to have the same, not the same, but be there as they are. Yeah. The pressure is not from one person, one group, but from myself as to be accepted. So I have to.
Awesome, guys. And going for question number 3, we kind of already talked about like peer pressure, group pressure from friends and this kind of stuff. But what other things in our environment can influence our behavior towards any addiction? What other things in the environment around us, maybe our family, maybe, I don't know, work, can influence us on getting some addiction? What do you think, Mr. Herbert?
Depends on the type of, I think it depends on the type of the addiction. Like, for example, workaholic, people workaholic. Sometimes they are workaholic because they are obligated. So they are vicious, have the addiction to work, but to get results, the person that's addicted of work, he wants like to get results, good results, and just think on the money. So he works a lot. So in excess, a lot of hours without sleeping, or sleeping few hours, because he wants to reach his goal and go like the rest, money, the business. So I think it's a type of reason that this person can be addicted.
Yes. So like it starts as an obligation, like you have to work because your boss wants you to, because you need the money. And then the next second you're like, you still think you're working because you need the money, because you have to pay your bills, because your boss wants you to. But if anybody ever tries to make you stop working, you just go nuts. You can't spend a weekend without touching your computer. It's like, you gotta be there, right?
Yes.
All right. For you, Thomas, do you think there's anything else in the environment that can like get us addicted?
I think the environment makes us what we are. We are Brazilian because we live in Brazil. We like farofa because it's delicious, first thing. And and then because we are in the environment everybody likes, because if you present here in England, people say, why you are eating sand? So like this, it doesn't make sense, you know. So yeah, I think the environment can influence us towards addiction and anything, because that's what it, yeah, I think we have, like what I said, a genetic predisposition, but if you are not presented to that environment, your brain, you not know that, and you not be addicted. But at the time you are presented and live in that environment, like, yeah, yeah, sure. And how that's it. Just be there and live there and have the access to the things, I think.
Yeah. Kind of like, yeah, makes sense. But as a person who has eaten sand before, has nothing to do with photo.
No, it's not. They English people, they don't know what is food. That's the first thing. It's horrible. There's no taste, anything. And sand is just things very nasty. Farofas.
I can, like, I didn't expect anything different from people who have beans at breakfast. All right. This what about you? What do you think in the environment can get a person addicted to something?
Yeah, I think because I used to go to the bar that have a waiter that asked me to drink my drink in the while this was working. So the environment is very influenced to people who have a addiction. This was so funny. He asked to me in a cara dura. I don't know how I will say cara dura, but how I will say cara dura.
Dude, you got me. I think you can say like shamelessly.
Shamelessly? That's okay. Shamelessly. Shamelessly. Okay.
He asked you shamelessly.
But he asked to me to drink my drink in my with my friends, and while he was working. This is so fun, but it's okay. I think that the environment influence so much.
Yeah. And I guess like not only things that sometimes we consider addictions like drinking, this kind of stuff, maybe working. But have you guys ever seen a person who is addicted to complaining?
Yes.
My mom. My mom. No, she is. My mom. She said like I would like to. What do you like? She started to complain. I don't have. I remember one, but it's all the time. I would like to buy a jumper, like a white jumper because winter, I'm so cold, I'm getting old. And then I bought to her for Mother's Day or something like that. And she said, white? Why is this like it would be dirty so easily? And blah blah blah. And, okay. And why you don't you? I said, why don't you exchange? Go to the shop and exchange. And she said, no. Now I have the work to go to the shop and exchange the thing I didn't want. But you said you want the white. Yeah, but I said white. You have to understand what I'm saying. I say clean. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! You're crazy, woman. She does.
You have to understand that when I say white, it's not white.
So you want the money? You giving me money? She's like that. So dramatic. I have no patience. Sorry.
I understand you.
My mom's like 100%. I think she's addicted to complain. I have no to complain today. I will complain about you. You annoy me. I complain about she's.
If it's sunny, she's gonna say the sun sucks. If it's cloudy, she's gonna say the cloud sucks. If it's
don't breathe. You're breathing too much.
You're breathing too much. You're breathing too little.
Yeah.
You're not breathing at all. It's kind of difficult. Yeah. My grandma, she was exactly like this. She would complain just like about anything, about the air, about the water, about your existence. If you don't go to her house, she's gonna say you forgot about her and you don't love her anymore. And if you go to her house, she's gonna say you're noisy and you should have stayed in your house. So it was like, I guess the environment also gets to a person, like the person is sometimes under so much worry and under so much pressure that just the only thing they know, and if they try to be anything else, it just can't. So it's kind of like an addiction. And it's really one of the most annoying ones, I could say. Okay. Now, for us to finish here, before I bring everybody back, I want to ask you guys, Vinicius, would you say you're addicted to anything?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Okay, would you say you are addicted to anything?
Oh, I don't can understand.
Are you? Can you say that you are addicted to something?
If I have an addiction?
Yeah.
Oh, I understand now. Sorry, but
No problem.
I think that no, because I'm very in observando. Eu estou observando. I'm observing. I think that is it. Okay. I'm observing my habits to. I changed this, the bad habits for good habits. So I use it too much the social medias, but now I'm deleted my Instagram for a time to I lose this bad habit that I use it to pass the 4 or 5 6 hours in a day. This is so much for me, and this not is cool because I don't work with social medias, so this not cool to me. Other addicted that I had is with nails. I don't know to say who were, but who were nails. I had this habit, but now I'm a deixei. I don't know how to say this.
You kind of left the habit.
Yeah, this is in a few meses, a few months ago.
Awesome.
But this is
Nice. My sister had the same thing. She wouldn't stop biting her nails. It was more of like a stress thing than an addiction, but it was also kind of like, because she still does it oftentimes, even when she's not stressed. It's just something that's natural. She's like, does anything, and then she's, I mean,
yeah. This is so bad. People in with friends and with your nail in your mouth. This is so. This is not good.
yeah, that's a terrible habit to have during COVID times, but okay.
Yeah, but
During any times, but
I left it. I left this bad habit.
nice. What about you, Herbert? Can you say that you're addicted to anything?
I think sometimes I lost a lot of time on Instagram, and now I'm and sometimes I ask for me why I I lost of time on Instagram if it doesn't have why. You just see the sometimes see posts or stories, but for what? Some like sometimes I'm lost of a lot of time on Instagram. Not making up productive. Sometimes I see posts that's interest for me. I see posts or stories that are interesting for me, but is that there's a time that I use Instagram for nothing, not productive. So
And
I
just like
think,
there. Oh, look at this
yeah,
cat.
on the
swimming.
feed you see feed on posts, but yeah, lots of times, so
Yeah, I
there's a
understand.
problem.
I understand. Vinicius said, like, sometimes I spend 4 to 6 hours a day on Instagram and I don't work with social media. I work with social media and sometimes it's bad when I spend 4 to
Yeah,
6 hours a day.
yes. If I work with social media, another situation, but it's not my case.
Yeah.
And you, Atamis, could you say that you have any addiction?
Yes. Internet. I don't like much social media. I like TikTok, but I don't feel I am addicted because I can I watch one day and 2 days I don't, and then when I don't, I'm not doing anything. But internet, I cannot live without it anymore. And TNT, I am addicted to TNT.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years. I just can't live. I just
Yeah,
can't
it's been 2 years almost. Yeah, as well. Yeah.
And you know what? I have no regrets.
I don't regret as well. I don't regret either. Sorry. Yeah.
No problem. Welcome back, you guys. How did you guys go? The other room, how was the conversation for you?
It was nice. It was nice.
Right. Is there anyone here with that have an addiction?
I have a addiction in short video in YouTube.
Yeah.
And 1 hour in, I think the hour is has a 10 minutes. When I see the watch, 1 hour, I spend 1 hour, 1 hour and a half.
No, it's not. I watched 5 videos. Is already an hour. All right, guys. Look, guys, I would like to thank you for coming to the conversation. I really enjoyed having you guys here. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Herbert and Vinicius, it was your guys' first time in here. Hope you guys liked it. And waiting to see you here on the future. All right, you too.
All right.
All right.
Right.
Bye-bye.
And everyone else.
Thank you.
Guys, the link for the
Bye-bye.
feedbacks in the chat. If you guys can click the feedback link before you leave, okay? So you can leave us some of your opinions and everything. Thank you a lot. Wash your hands, drink water. See you guys next immersion. Have an amazing
Bye-bye.
weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you.